Welcome, YouTube friends and family, to today's edition of the Wellness Homesteader. So today's video is going to be a little different, and I hope that none of you will get all worried and upset because it's not going to change anything. But I need to give you a health update, and I don't have a full health update, but I should get more answers this week. So going back to like August, September, we had a very, very hot and dry summer. And I had noticed when I would try to do some garden chores that I would just get exhausted and out of breath very easily, heart pounding, and I laid it off to the heat. It wasn't horrific. It was more annoying than it was distressing. And so, continue on down the line, and it has progressively gotten worse to the point I am right now, which is a whole lot worse, y'all. And I've debated and I prayed about it. Do I share it? Do I not share it? Should I wait till I have answers to share it? And I thought, no, y'all, I'm just struggling so much that it's nearly impossible for me to do a video. Now, I'm not short of breath sitting or lying, and it's really not shortness of breath. Let me try to explain to you what is going on. So any activity, and I mean anything, y'all, if I go upstairs, I have to sit down and rest because my heart just pounds and pounds and pounds, and once it pounds long enough, what happens? Well, I get short of breath, which you would totally expect. But my muscles, if you all have ever been a gym bunny or worked out a whole lot, wore this kind of an honor, my muscles start to burn and they feel like I don't have enough blood flow or something. It feels more heart than it does lungs. I'm not a doctor, but I live in this body, so I kind of know. I'm not quitting YouTube, but I'm going to have to take a step back for a little bit, y'all. Starting tomorrow, I have some testing, which I hope will give me the answers that I need. My physician feels it's my heart. So what has been happening is I've been having PVCs. So, with all these fitness things, you can do your own ECG, electrocardiogram, and it's showing, and I can actually feel it, that my heart will go along, and then there is a big wide where my heart gets out of sync beat, and that's called a PVC, or a premature ventricular contraction. Now, if you have too many of those, it can be dangerous, if your heart gets that out of rhythm. Well, kind of the number one cause of my symptoms and what my doctor wanted to focus on to start was not going to a cardiologist because I don't know what it is, right? Is to do, the first thing is an echocardiogram, and it's, if you will, an ultrasound picture of the four chambers of your heart. She believes that the problem may be, and I fully agree with her. So I'm going to give you a basic anatomy lesson on heart. So you have a right side of your heart, the atrium and the ventricle, the top and the bottom. And from there, the blood flow goes out to your lungs, gets the oxygen, and it comes back to your left side atrium, into your ventricle, and then out to your body to carry that oxygenated blood. Between the top and the bottom of the left side of your heart, you have something called a mitral valve. A mitral valve kind of looks like this, y'all. This is what it looks like. It has leaflets, and as the top part of your heart fills, it signals the mitral valve to open up and let it into the bottom of your heart and then pump on out. There's more valves than that, but this is thought to perhaps be the troubling valve. The reason the doctor thinks it might be that is because, one, my mom had it. However, My mom's was caused by rheumatic fever. I've never had rheumatic fever. However, I do have lupus, and that can cause a lot of heart inflammation and heart troubles, but it may also have nothing to do with it. It may just be I got in the wrong genetic line when they passed out mitral valves. So I've done a lot of research because I think being educated is one of the best things you can do. Now, I'm not self-diagnosing. Again, I won't know until actually I'm gonna look at the ultrasound. You know, you gotta kind of sweet talk the technician. They're not gonna tell you anything, and I already know that. But I'm smart enough and I've watched enough videos of echocardiograms to know what it should look like and what it shouldn't look like. So I should be able to tell. Dr. Kym. And I am laughing about it, guys, because here's the thing. There's not one thing I can do about it. There's not a pill, there's not a lifestyle change, there's not a dietary change. If truly I have regurgitation, or in other words, the leaflets are opening partially and letting just some blood through, and then the bottom of the heart's like, wait, we're not full, let me squeeze all that out. That can be a PVC. You know, squeeze it out and try again, right? So what they do, and I hope y'all will bear with me here, there is a robotic assisted surgery so they don't have to open your chest. Now, is that true for every single person? No. This is true if they're going to tighten up your mitral valve. And what they actually do, and I'm not very good at describing this, they make a cut in the mitral valve and a cut here, and they do kind of a tummy tuck. So now your mitral valve is nice and tight and your leaflets open appropriately. I've read a lot of, and you always have to take it with a grain of salt, but I've read a lot of testimonials from patients who were suffering like I'm suffering. Your mind is willing, but your body does not cooperate. Who say it was life-changing to have the surgery. So you're probably wondering, well, if they don't open your chest, how do they get in there? They actually take 5 instruments, starting on your right side, but it also goes in on your left side and up through the big vein in your groin, which is called your femoral artery, and feed it up into your heart, and they can do the surgery that way, so much less invasive. But while they're working on your heart, you're probably wondering, well, if the heart's moving, thump, 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 how are they gonna like cut and sew, right? So what they actually do is they drain your blood into a machine called an ECMO. It's a heart-lung bypass machine. So your blood goes out into this machine, it gets oxygenated, and then it comes back in and distributes to your body. Not totally sure how that works, but it does work. So it's a major surgery in a way, but y'all, if that's what I need, that's what I need. I mean, I was a little upset at first. I'm like, well, what else can fail? First my pancreas, then my back and my neck, you know. But the Lord's got this. And sorry guys, I didn't know I was gonna cry. I'm not ready to give up and lay on the couch all day. I want to keep my chickens. And guys, let me tell you, it has been a struggle, especially because we had total about 16 inches of snow, but just doing chores in that awful weather, and it's been a challenge. But I've gotten it done because my animals are truly my first priority. If I don't get anything else done, if I don't cook, I don't worry about it. So I'm gonna follow through. Tomorrow, like I said, which is the day you'll be watching this, I have the echocardiogram. Then the next day, because you know, you gotta make several trips, I have to laugh a little bit. They fit you with a Holter monitor, which is more of an EKG than an ECG. So it's going to have more pads. You know, if you've ever had an EKG or been on a heart monitor, and it's going to monitor my heart for like 48 hours. Then you go back because 2 trips aren't enough, and they will take it off, download all the information, and have some type of a conclusion, I guess you would say. Then on the 20th, I have a virtual appointment. Thank God for virtual appointments. My doctor is an hour one way, to talk about the results and next steps. Now, my physician is not going to do any type of surgery or make any decisions beyond which cardiologist she will refer me to. If by chance I'm totally wrong and nothing shows, can't imagine that, then we're gonna have to go deeper, right? We're gonna have to look at the lungs. We're gonna have to look at some other things. Do I think I have cancer? No. And I've shared this before on my channel, y'all. I used to be a smoker. I know everybody goes, oh, but you have to understand, smoking was a big part, tobacco raising was a big part of my parents and my parents' parents, tobacco raising cells and all that. So smoking wasn't thought of back then as a bad thing. I haven't smoked in 10 years. Usually at the 10-year point, your lungs and your heart return to a non-smoking state, but I don't know. So, you know, I really trust and believe, and I feel like I've prayed a lot about it. I feel like the Lord's saying, get your heart, go get those heart tests. So in the last month, I've noticed a really significant change where I am on the struggle bus to do about anything, guys. And I don't want to bring you crappy content. I really don't. Like, I can sit here and I haven't done much, but, you know, I'm working on my little Lego or my building blocks, my fun hole project. But I'm spending a lot of time sitting and lying because, and then just getting up and doing a task and then resting. Pardon me. Because that's what I can do right now. And I want to keep you all updated. Like I said, I'm not quitting YouTube, but I may have to take a step back and just do some talking videos, some health update videos. I don't really know. I'm praying about what I should be doing. And I also I'm not stressed out, believe it or not, I'm not stressed out, but I don't want to get stressed out because it's so hard to get. I'm sorry, guys, there's a light in my backyard, but I think it was just the neighbors. It was shining through my fence. Gotta be alert, you know. Already done the chicken chores. Miss Winona is broody again. And it's a good thing, though, because she steals all of her sister's eggs. And my son, not being a chicken person, he was like, how does she steal their eggs? And I'm like, she waits till they all go out, you know, where they've laid like in the laying boxes or whatsoever. And then she takes her little curved beak and she walks backwards and she goes like this and she drags it and puts them underneath her, which is really good because I haven't had any frozen eggs and I'm not getting a whole lot of eggs. So I'm really happy about it. She had been laying, so I didn't think she was broody. I thought she was just being a diva and not coming out in the cold, but she didn't lay yesterday, so who knows? Who knows? She's got her own set of troubles, but at any rate, that's what I know today. Like I said, I will keep you guys updated. What does it mean if I have to have surgery? I don't know. Y'all, I don't know. It depends on what the problem is. It depends on what's available as far as like the robotic assisted. I went to nursing school at Kettering Hospital's nursing school. And it's, I don't know, 45, 50 minutes away. It's not too far. And they're a very good heart hospital. So my plan would be to go to there, not to go to the local craptastic hospital. That has not been very helpful. I'm sure they don't do surgeries like that. How long is the hospital stay? I don't know. I'm sure they don't like cut you loose on an outpatient after you've been on a heart-lung bypass machine. So, probably maybe 3 day. I don't know. It's always a problem for me, y'all, and I hope, I'm not like, oh, poor me or anything. But because I live alone, I went through this every single back surgery. Well, you can't go home by yourself. You're going to have to go to a rehab facility. I am not going to a rehab facility. Not doing that. I will do private pay home health. I will do whatever I can, but I'm not going to a facility. And the reason is I have chickens and I have a cat. And I'm not going to leave them for a 30-day rehab stay, whether Medicare pays for it or not. I don't care. So, there's a few things up in the air. I'm trying not to get too far ahead of myself. My son is now aware. I didn't want to talk a whole bunch about it until I'd had a chance to really explain it to him. My son, although very funny and dry sense of humor and very direct, is very tenderhearted. Wonder where he gets that from. And I don't want him to worry, so I've just been like, it ain't any big deal. They do it with the robot. And he will be here, so that will be a big help for me. But he won't be here for 30-day recovery because my kid works, has his own home, da-da-da-da-da. So I would ask that y'all keep me in your thoughts and prayers. At least the testing I'm having doesn't hurt. I've had enough pain. Sometimes between my shoulder, which has gotten better, and my back, which will always be a pain, and my arthritis, and my diabetes, it can be really, really overwhelming. But here's what I'm going to hold fast to. The Lord is a great physician. He is the great healer. And I do believe that this will be rectified and I will be back to the Energizer Bunny I've been on my whole life. Because let me tell you something, I hate this. I feel like somebody gave me the lazy gene or something. And I see things that need to be done and I get up and I do a little bitty bit of it and then I'm like, so y'all, I hope that best explains it. I'm not dying. I'm just having some major, major problems with any type of activity. And thankfully though, y'all, I finally got out of my mind the gross video I watched about unexpected killers. And so now I feel like I can eat. I still am continuing, of course, to follow my diabetic diet. Y'all, I think the story of my life is your weight is up, your weight is down. So I had initially, when I first went on the Trulicity over a year ago, almost a year and a half ago, I lost 24 pounds. I promptly gained that all back because I like food. And before I started on it again, this time for the diabetes, I had been dieting, so I had lost, some weight. And I don't weigh every day, but I'm down again to my former weight, so I've lost the 24 pounds. I am finally out of the overweight BMI by 1/10 of a point, but I'll take it. And, I'm just trying to be mindful because carrying extra weight is only going to make my heart work harder and my joints hurt more. So I'm not trying to lose weight quickly and I'm not trying to lose like tons and tons more, but I'm still well above what has always been my normal body weight. And by well above, I mean like 20 pounds. Now, am I going to lose 20 more? I don't know. I don't know, y'all. We'll just see what the Lord has for me. If I get my energy back, I might. So I hope this explains things. Happy to answer any questions that I can answer. Again, I'm kind of guessing, along with my physician, what the problem might be. Oh, I did want to tell you one more thing. I don't know if I had shared this, and y'all, I'm drinking diet root beer. Still can't do the coffee. So I thought, why not a diet root beer? It's caffeine free, won't upset my stomach. Anyway, one of the hallmark signs of a problem with your mitral valve is very low blood pressure. So I had been on blood pressure medication for about 3 years. And in November, I was just feeling so, fatigued, like I'm feeling. Pardon me. Oh, no, not hiccups. I hiccuped for 2 hours yesterday. I took my blood pressure and it was like 90 something over 60 something. So, worked with my physician. I have not taken any blood pressure medication for about 2.5 months. Blood pressure is still really low. I've been in the physician's office. I take it here. I have a professional cuff, and I'm still running like 95 over 70. People with chronic hypertension don't all of a sudden not have hypertension. I mean, the Lord can heal you from anything, but that's not why my blood pressure is low. So when you put all those factors together, that's one of the reasons that the physician is thinking mitral valve. So I hope that explains it. I don't know. What I would like to do, y'all, is wait until I've had my testing. And, there's a new law. I think it's a federal law, but it's at least an Ohio state law. When you have a test, they can know, and you're on my chart or your electronic health record, they can no longer hold it for physician review. They have to publish it. So I always see all my testing results probably before my physician. So what I'm hoping is a little bit later this week, I'll at least have the echocardiogram results, and I can give you all some sort of update. And maybe we can do something where I'm like setting, I'm so sorry. I feel like the worst YouTuber ever, but you have to put yourself in front of pleasing others, and I'm not always very good at that. So that's what I know. So I hope to see you a little bit later this week. Forget about my regular schedule, y'all. When I post, I post. And I apologize for that, but that's the best I can do right now. So do me a big favor. Go ahead and smash that like button. If you want to drop me a comment that you're thinking of me, praying for me, that is great encouragement for me. I could use it right now. I don't know why I'm like all crybaby all of a sudden. I haven't been at all about it. I mean, yeah, you don't wake up one day and say, gosh, I hope I have a heart problem. But, I'm not usually this emotional because I've had too many things go wrong with this poor old body. And it makes me look forward to the day. I'm not ready right now, Lord, that the Lord calls me home and I have a perfect body and I'm not going to have to deal with all this. And I can eat like birthday cake and all those gravy, all those things I don't eat anymore because of my cholesterol, which is now 156, and, the diabetes. All right, guys, enough said. Until I see you again, you all in California, I'm praying for you. For those of you in the Midwest and in the South, I know that ice is not a usual thing for you. You've had a lot of weather challenges, so my thoughts and prayers are with you as well. So until I see you again, be healthy, be well, be blessed, and take care.